Hey guys, what's going on? This video is actually going to be pretty insane. This is probably going to be one of the craziest things I have ever done since I've started my first business. But my goal by the end of this video, for anybody that watches it, regardless of where you are at in business or if you even have a business, is that you should be able to utilize this video alone to create a six-figure business. And I'm not even joking. Um, So in this video, I'm going to be going over pretty much, the last 18 months that I've spent building one marketing agency to over $50,000 a month and then scaling a conversational AI agency to seven figures. There's a lot that goes into it. There's a lot of processes, systems that are in place, and just acquisition strategies that need to be in place in order to make that happen. And I'm going to pretty much give it all away here. So, um, in this video, I'm going to be going over how to utilize Go High Level specifically to create an AI appointment setter, how to streamline it so that you can easily create it for other people or sub accounts or customers, and then also how to run ads to this service and how to set those appointments and how to close the deals. Um, so as long as someone actually watches this video, is attentive and executes, you should be able to take everything from this video, generate leads, generate appointments, and start closing deals. So let's go ahead and dive in. Now, first things first, you're going to need a Go High Level account. This is a CRM system. Hopefully, if you're watching this, you have an understanding already of Go High Level and how it works. But just give a brief overview. It's a CRM that works very well for agencies because you have two views. You have an agency level view where you can control all of your sub accounts, and then you have many sub account views or that you can create. You can create an unlimited number of sub accounts for clients that you bring on board. So you're basically providing them with CRM, and you're able to resurface that for them. Okay, now assuming that there is some type of baseline level of knowledge that we already have here, step number one is going to be in the custom values. And all this is going to come together because it's extremely important. So what we're doing here is we're going to start out by building the AI appointment setter. So this is step number one, okay? So we're going to go to settings and go to custom values. Now, what we're going to need to do is create a folder here. And we're going to go to, and we're going to call it Conversational AI. And there's a few things or a few custom values that we want to create and we want to put in this folder. So number one is going to be appointment link here. And this is the link that you're going to use for the bot to actually book onto the calendar of. So if you go to calendar section, you can actually generate a link for any calendar that you create. And this is the link that you're going to paste here. Number two is company information. This is anything about the business that you're running. So if you work in real estate niche, for example, you want to give it information because this is all of the information that the bot is going to have. This is basically going to be its knowledge base here, all of these custom values. So the company information is going to be anything about that company that is relevant. So it can be the name of the company, the what the company does, what its services, where its services, etc. Then you have the company name. So it's going to be the name of the company that you're servicing. And if you're making this for yourself, this would just be about your own business. Then you have the name of the AI assistant. So we're going to create that here. Qualifying question one, qualifying question two, and then a trigger message and website link. So create all of these custom values and have them stored into a folder. That is step number one. Now, just to give a breakdown of the trigger message here. So the trigger message is going to be basically when someone signs up for your service, let's say you're running an ad and someone opts in, the trigger message is the first message that goes out that says, hey, just saw you sign up for an ad, X, Y, and Z. And then it asks a question like, what type of business do you own? Right. So something like that. That's going to be the trigger message. So just create these values here. You don't necessarily need to have anything in here yet. So that is step number one. Step number two, we're going to create a workflow. I have a folder here called AI, and then we have our workflow conversational AI. Now, at first glance, this is going to look super, super scary, very intimidating. It might make you want to cry. You might actually want to shed tears after you see this. Because because it looks like a very sophisticated workflow, but it's actually not once I break it down. So basically what's happening here is a form is being submitted from ad platforms, right? So Facebook, TikTok, whatever it might be, LinkedIn, or maybe it's just a form that you make, or maybe it's a ClickFunnels form, whatever. And then we have our trigger message here, right? So the SMS that goes out, that form is submitted, trigger message. Then we have a wait period where we wait for a response to this message. And if they respond, so if they reply, that's what these conditions are. We have an if-else sequence. So we've contact reply. So if you want to make one of these branches, for example, right, you go here and you always want to name it. So I named mine contact reply or reply up here. And you're going to go to contact replied, and true. That's what I did exactly up here. And what that's going to do is going to create like a condition where if they do reply, this is where we send them. And we use the conversational AI action, which has undergone a lot of updates. Actually, we've just exited beta testing mode. And for anyone that doesn't know, I actually helped Go HighLevel build this internal conversational AI. So I was a part of their research and development. We just taken it out of beta testing mode. So for the longest time, it's been in beta mode, and now it's undergone a lot of updates, and it's gotten a lot better than it once was. So we have this conversational AI action here, right? And you're gonna want to give it prompts. So this is where the custom values come in. About you, you're a highly skilled rockstar salesman for company name, right? AI assistant, about the company information, all this good stuff here. This is how we make it streamlined. And we have any additional info. And then this is their message body, which is just a custom field. And then website link and qualifying question number 1. So this is how all of this works. Okay. And if I cancel out of this really quick. So what's going to happen is, so one of these conversational AI actions, they have their own set of conditions, right? So no condition met, timeout, or question is answered. And question is answered is the one that I created. So you can create as many conditions as you want. And these conditions aren't like if-else conditions. So a lot of people have that misconception. These conditions are actually registered by AI as well. So you can have a condition that says, this condition only occurs if the person is not interested. And AI will be able to like see if there's any type of disinterest registered when they send the message, and it will make sure that it falls in that condition. So it doesn't necessarily have to be an exact match. So for example, this is just customer replied or customer didn't reply. That's not registered by AI. That's just the system being able to tell if the customer actually sent a message or not. Here, you can have very specific details about what the person is saying, or if they are interested, or if they're expressing disinterest, or if they say that you have the wrong number, whatever it might be. It can recognize that, and it can follow those paths. In my case, I only go if question is answered. So if they answer the qualifying question, then what I do is I send it, question is answered, right? So here's the trigger. Let me zoom in here. Question is answered. I send it to qualifying question number 2, conversational AI action. Now, if it times out, I send a go-to action to question number 2, or actually to the follow-up bot, which is a different AI that I created. But I'll go over that later. So let's just stick to the questions first. And if no condition is met, then I just route it back to here. So this is usually if they respond, but they didn't answer the question. Maybe they're just like, what's the cost? Like a lot of people are. So what we're going to do is we're going to route it back here, and it's going to handle the objection, and it's going to re-ask the question. So that's kind of how that works. So this is just a standard go-to action that I send back to here. I also add a wait period before the go-to action, specifically because if you have a go-to action routing it back to the same step, a lot of times you can enter what's called a loop lock. And if you put a wait period before the go-to action, this can actually prevent a loop lock, believe it or not. It might still occur, but it will be a lot less frequent. Okay. So they answer the question. This is the important part, and it goes into qualifying question number 2. So qualifying question number 2 is now we're using our custom value qualifying question number 2, and we keep the exact same prompt. So we just copy and paste the prompt from here because it's really just about the information that it needs to know in each prompt. And we paste it in the personality, we paste it in the additional instructions, and then we paste the qualifying question, and we have the exact same conditions here. And if they answer qualifying question number 2, then we send them to what's called a booking bot, where we have the same prompt for the personality, the exact same prompt for the additional questions, and then we have the so basically we're just prompting them to send the booking link and to let them know when they've booked so that you can confirm it. So I always like to I always like it when the conversational AI phrases it like book a call here whenever you have the time, and then just let me know what time you book so that I'm able to confirm that on my end. And that's usually what the bot does whenever you prompt it in this way. So this is going to be the booking bot. And if they ask any questions, then we can continue to make sure that the bot is going to respond to those questions and address all of their needs. So this is how this works here. This is how you're going to create the sequence, and you're going to do it exactly how it is shown here, because this is how we've undergone testing in multiple different ways. The best way that it has that we've been able to execute this. So qualifying question. You got 3 scenarios: no condition met, timeout. These are standard. They're going to be there. You can't delete them. And then you have question is answered. If it times out, we send it to what's called the follow-up AI. This is just a follow-up bot because not everybody's going to respond on the first try. So we create a different prompt where we basically tell it your objective is to follow up with this person. The person has not responded in one day. We give it a condition, X, Y, and Z. And then if they time out, we send a go-to action back to the follow-up AI. And if the person responds and they haven't answered qualifying question number 1, we send it to qualifying question number 1. But if, and this goes to show how you can make the conditions actually. So here we said, but person answered qualifying question number 1. So the person said what their fitness goal was previously in the conversation. They have replied. So they answered the first qualifying question. So what we do in that scenario, we don't want to ask the question twice. So we send it to qualifying question number 2 instead. So it's able to register that. The important part is just making sure that the bot can be conversational. So work on this prompting first before you even implement the follow-up AI at all. It's this prompting first. It's going to go down these sequences. Perfect. So that's how that works. Now, the second thing you want to do is you want to have a stop bot workflow, which I might not even have in here. Also, what you could do is this instead. So this is good because I'll be creating it right here. So we're going to create a workflow, and we're going to start from scratch. I'm going to call it stop bot. And what we're going to do is when an appointment is booked, so appointment status normal, we're going to remove from workflow. We're going to go another workflow, and we're going to do conversational AI. Perfect. So now what this is going to do is, because we don't want if an appointment is booked, they're going to start receiving confirmation, reminders, text messages, email. We don't want the bot to continue following up with them and trying to text them if, they're also receiving those reminders. So that'll just get annoying and redundant. So what we want to do here is we want to have this remove it from the conversational AI workflow entirely once the appointment is booked. So if an appointment is booked at all on any calendar, we're going to remove it from that workflow so it starts receiving the appointment reminders. And then you'll probably want to make your own, and you might already have your own appointment reminders and your appointment reminder sequences. Very important to have those SMS and emails. All right, perfect. So now we know how to work the conversational AI in here, and you're going to want to just mess around with the prompting really. And just to give you an example of what a conversation would look like, here is an example convo. So it'll reach out. This is going to be that first trigger message that we talked about. They're going to answer. Fantastic goal. I work out every day. Impressive dedication. Do you prefer working out in a group setting? This is our second qualifying question. Only with my son as a personal trainer. That's a great setup. And then sounds good. Ask for permission to book that appointment. Bam, sends the appointment link. Let me know once you book so I can confirm it on my end. Looking forward to your transformation journey. So this is exactly how we want these conversations to go when the bot is set up. And it's going to do this regardless of the amount of leads that you have coming in, which is amazing. You have 100 leads per day. The bot can talk to 100 people at once, many more than a person could even talk to. And a lot of times, if you get the prompting down correctly, these conversations are better than a human can actually have, especially when it's handling them at volume. So, just to kind of reiterate what we went over, we have our custom values. So, conversational AI folder, create all of the custom values. You're going to need these so it's streamlined. You don't actually you don't need them for it to work, but if you do it this way and you add this extra step, it's going to make it significantly easier if you're going to make this for your clients as well. So this is step number 1. Step number 2 is we have the actual workflow itself. So we built out this workflow. We have our conversational section first, which is on the left side, and then we have our follow-up bot, which is on the right side. And we have our AI conditions within those. Okay, so this is what we're setting up next. Then we have our stop bot. Okay, now we want to make this repeatable, and we want to make it easy. It needs to be a rinse and repeat process, so that we're able to just plug and play anytime we onboard a client. This is how we're going to do this. So we're going to go to, so we have this made, right? So we're going to go to our agency view, and we're going to make sure to create a snapshot of that specifically. So we're going to create a new snapshot. Snapshot name is going to be Conversational AI. And we're going to choose, and this is just my example account, so mine was just company. You're going to choose this, and you're going to click save, and then you're going to have your snapshot saved, right? So this is the snapshot that you're going to be loading into clients' accounts. The reason why this is important is because when you make a new sub account for a client, you're going to be able to go to your snapshot, and actually you're going to be able to go to the sub account. So I'll give you an example. So let's just say we have way too many accounts here. Manage client. And you're going to load snapshot, and you're going to load that conversational AI snapshot into the account itself. And what that's going to do is it's going to automatically upload all of the custom values, the entire workflow exactly how you had it set up. And again, this can be made for SMS, Instagram, and Facebook. So now all you have to do is go in to that sub account, go to their custom values. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to change anything else. Just input their business information in the custom values, and their bot is finished. Because the rest of the prompting is very generic and conversational. It just tells the bot how it's supposed to behave and how it's supposed to talk to people, so that it has like a good conversational ability. It actually comes off like a person. And once you have that down, the rest is templated. So you fill out all of this information for your client, and their bot is finished, just like that. So once you build it out once, you load the snapshot into the account, and you have a bot for that person, which is absolutely insane. So when you set it up this way, it's very easy to repeat. Okay, so dope. We have a bot that we know how to create and that we can plug into clients' accounts. How do we sell this thing? And just to speak from with confidence here, this ad and this ad alone, these two ads right here. So, thousands of leads, staying under $10 cost per lead on both of them, have brought in over $1 million. So we know this process works 100%. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to build an ad campaign from absolute scratch on how we're going to run this. Okay. And first thing you're going to do is you're going to click on campaign, create. We're going to go to leads. We're going to go to manual leads campaign. Perfect. You're going to name it whatever you want. So let's call it Conversational AI. Now, there's two ways you could go about this, okay? And let me actually write this down on our little sheet here. So, two ways you could go about this process. Number one is you're a marketing agency, right? So you have an existing agency, you're running these ads for people already, and you're adding the conversational AI as an additional service. So it's making you significantly more valuable, which means you can probably charge more money, especially right now, because everybody wants AI. Now, number two is you're just an AI agency that offers this service. And there's a few ways you could do it. You can help people with cold sending, but the way that we've seen to work best is that you help people that are already generating warm inbound leads through ads, and you build this bot out to connect to their existing ad campaigns. This is an easy monthly service fee. You set it up, people pretty much leave you alone and don't talk much once the bot is actually set up. So this is a more passive route. I'd say that the monthly retainer is going to be less, but that's okay because once you set it up once, the work is going to be less as well. It's just going to work in conjunction with their ad campaigns. It's actually a really easy way to structure this. But if you want to charge a little bit higher ticket for setup fees, et cetera, on the front end for your marketing agency and keep those higher ticket retainers for the amount of work that you're going to be doing along with the marketing, then this is also a good way to go. Plus, if you're already an existing marketing agency owner, this is just something that you can add on to your services. So these are the two ways, in my opinion, that you can do it. Now, either way, this is going to these ads are going to work perfectly for you. So we're going to create the ad campaign. We're going to go next. I always use ad set budget optimization. I never turn this on. I hate turning this thing on. So now we're going to go at the ad set level. So here's exactly what we are going to do. We're going to use instant forms, right? And you're going to connect this to your Go HighLevel that you have or your CRM, whatever it might be. Hopefully you're using Go HighLevel because this video is about Go HighLevel. So this doesn't make sense if you're watching this and use something else, unless you're planning on transitioning. Set your budget to whatever you seem. Honestly, you're going to get a lower cost per lead with these anyway. When you're offering AI appointment setters, that's just how it works. So you can probably stomach a lower budget here. 20 to 30 a day should be fine. But if you really want to ramp it up, closer to 100 a day will definitely you'll start seeing your ROI a lot quicker. You can target the US. So we target the United States and the UK. And what you can also do is use original audience here. And I would do between the ages of 23 and 60. Keep this as broad as possible. Don't do any detailed targeting. So no business page admins, no business owners, no small business owners, no detailed targeting whatsoever. The Facebook algorithm has gotten good enough now to the point where you don't need it. So don't use it. I'm also, I've been impressed lately with the advantage placements. I used to be against it and I used to select my own placements, but lately I've been getting beat out by the advantage placements. So advantage placements, age range only and broad. And the reason why, I know there's going to be a lot of people that go against this methodology because they might be like, the broad targeting doesn't work. Those people are wrong. So we do something that's called image creative targeting, which the algorithm's gotten good enough. Basically, how it works is it measures the amount of people that are clicking, the type of people that are clicking, type of people that are clicking the read more button, the type of people that are opening the lead form, the type of people that are submitting the lead form, etc. And it retargets those people by itself. So it finds the ideal demographic or your target audience when you're running the ads, and it will start finding the audience based on the amount of time they're spending on your ad. So if you leave it open, you're actually giving Facebook a larger range to do what it does best with its algorithm. And if you narrow it down, then you're taking Facebook's ability away. And we don't want to do that. So we have everything pretty much set up here. So this is perfect. Now what we're going to do is turn off multi-advertiser ads. I never turn this on. It tricks you and says that it's going to show you, it's going to give you more exposure and show your ad to more people. But the problem is that it puts your ad next to other people's ads. So they could be even your competition, right? And if they show your ad next to 5 other ads, there's a good chance they're not going to click. So we always want our ad to be standalone. So turn off multi-advertiser. Next, your ads, the way that your ad creatives need to be made. And I'll just give you some examples of how we've made ours, and you can probably get a good idea. To follow the true creative targeting method, what you're going to do is either use a very obvious, so look at that, how big AI is written on here. Either use a very obvious ad When people look at it within the first 5 seconds, they should know exactly what your ad is and exactly who it's for. Because if it is not obvious, then this method of broad targeting is not going to work. Because if people have to sit down and figure out what your ad is about, then even people who are your target audience don't know if it's for them. They should be able to look at it, and your ideal target audience should know right away, oh, this is something I'm interested in. Like, it should take less than 3 seconds. Or you can record a video ad where you call out the audience and you have a strong offer in the video ad. And, it's got to be a compelling video. Those are the two ways for the broad targeting to work. Now, to be honest with you, we sold pretty much everything the first 10 months off image creative ads. I know a lot of people are against that as well, but as long as you have a strong sales process, you'll be good to go. And it's going to generate a lot of leads. So these are just some examples of the ads that we are running. So select any creative that you want to select. Let me just go down and select a random one. So let's say this one, for example. Perfect. Yeah, so this one's perfect. You look at it within the first 5 seconds, you know exactly what it is. Book more appointments and stop wasting your ad dollars. Those are the first two things you see, right? The smaller or the check boxes, which is whatever. And then ad copy, just use ChatGPT. I actually created a GPT. If you look in here, that's called Ad Copy or Mosey. So what I've done is I programmed it with a lot of ad copies that Alex Hormozy actually wrote, and some of the pages in his book. And now I can tell it to make me an ad copy for a specific offer, and it does that on its own. This would be a whole nother video in itself. So I'm just going to tell you exactly what I did, but I can't give a tutorial on this unless I get enough requests to do so. Then I'll just make one and post it. But let's go back over to here. So you'll put XYZ ad copy in here. You'll put your headline, which will be like AI appointment setters. And then you will create a form. And what our forms look like is this. Actually, I'll go through and show you the form exactly. So we use lead forms for this reason specifically. Lead forms collect 3 times the amount of data as a landing page, demographic data. And the reason is because there's a lot of updates, iOS updates and stuff like that. If you open your phone and you go to Google and it says allow Google to know your location or whatever it might be. So those are location services specifically with iOS. And I don't know if Android has them as well. But when you're on Facebook, you give Facebook the permissions when you create your account to know your location, which is why you're able to see ads like local advertising, etc. So it doesn't ever have to ask for that permission again. But when you click on a landing page and you go to a different domain, it no longer is on the Facebook platform, meaning it does not have to follow those set of rules anymore. So it stops collecting demographic data because you haven't necessarily given permission to share your data with that website. So what we do is we've been using lead forms a lot more lately because keeps them on the Facebook platform. It collects all of the demographic data that we need. So when people click the sign up button and it opens up the lead form, it collects all of the data we need about that person. The pixel data that you install on the landing page or booking page will not collect as much data. This collects 3 times the amount of data, which means it finds your target audience 3 times as fast, and the ads typically perform 3 times better. One of the arguments that people will give is that it has, or it'll bring in lower quality leads, which isn't necessarily true. It just brings in more leads in general. And because of that, you can imagine if you're getting 2 to 3 times more leads, you're probably going to speak to more unqualified people for sure. But you're going to also have more qualified people. You're just kind of, you're drowning it out a little bit because it's overall a larger pool of people. You're going to recognize that you're talking to more unqualified people, but the same people that sign up on your landing page are going to be the same people, the same high quality people in quotation marks are going to be the same people that would have opted into the form. So it's not like they're afraid of lead forms and they're like, oh, I only opt into landing pages because I'm high quality. It's not how it works. You're just getting more leads and you're talking to more people, and it's noticeably, you're just noticing that you're talking to more unqualified people. So it's not necessarily a thing. Anyway, I probably stuck on that topic for a little bit too long. But anyway, so we're going to go through here. I don't use any greetings on my lead forms. I use 1 or 2 qualifying questions here. So, what's closely related to your situation, and then what type of business do you own? And then I include my privacy policy, and then I always redirect them to book a consultation. And this is when I would send them to a landing page or booking page, because we've already got all the data that we've needed, right? By this point, we've got the data of the person that actually opted in, submitted their information, and they signed up. So now we send them to that booking page. And if we want to have a separate pixel on that booking page, we can, or we can use some type of API to track them in our CRM so that we can continue to collect that demographic data as they move down the pipeline. But the most important is going to be the signups. And then we have, wait, you're not done, book your call. And we install this here. And then when you go to settings, you want to make sure that you have sharing on open and not restricted, just in case business owners want to share the ad with other business owners. And that will give it more reach. Perfect. Now, we've set up our ad, we've set up our lead form. I would test probably 2 or 3 variations or 2 or 3 different creatives. And then you're pretty much ready to launch. And you click the publish button and you are ready to go. Now, in your own account, once you're running ads, here's what you're going to want to have set up. So first, let's go to my actual main account. Now, you're going to want to integrate your Facebook. You're going to integrate your form, your Facebook form, right? And you're going to want to make, if you have your own HighLevel bot that you've created in your account first, you're going to want to make the trigger to the workflow. So if I go back to here and we go to automations, you're going to make sure you have a Facebook lead form submitted trigger for this workflow. And then what you're going to do is create a calendar that they can book on, right? Because you're going to need that calendar link or a landing page or a booking page or whatever it might be. You're going to want to create a form to attach to that calendar. And what you're going to do for that is you're going to go to sites, you're going to go to form, builder, just create a form here. It'll give you a selection of templates as well. Or usually it does give you a selection. Not really going to go back and look for that. But I would add a few questions on here, like what the company's revenue is, what they're looking to get out of this service, et cetera. Just add like 3 or 4 friction questions so that the people that book aren't just like anybody who can click a couple buttons and book. You want to add a couple layers of friction in there. And then you're going to attach it to the calendar by going to settings, calendars. You're going to go to edit on one of the calendars, go to forms and payment, and you can attach the form that you created right here. And when you click save, everything's pretty much going to be good to go there. So now what's going to happen throughout this process? You're going to run the ads, right? They are going to see your ad. They're going to sign up and opt in. The bot's going to start communicating with them if they don't already go through and book themselves by what we set up on the ad. But they might also go through and book themselves. So they might not even have the chance to communicate with the bot. So you have 2 layers of appointment booking there. Now, you wake up the next day, you have appointments on your calendar, and trust me, you'll get under $30 appointments for sure. I'll say under $40 appointments. Maybe you're not very good at running ads. But you will have appointments on your calendar, and you're going to talk to those people. Let's say you convert 50% of them to a demo call where you're going to jump on the demo. You're going to let them talk to the bot, do your discovery or whatever. Let them talk to the bot, show them that what it can do for their business, show them how it has helped your business, whatever it might be. You're going to close the deal. You're going to come in here. You're going to create their sub account based on their business information. We also have an onboarding form that we create in here too, so we can get all of that information. You're going to create their sub account. You're going to load the snapshot into the sub account. You're going to update the custom values, and their bot is complete. Then you just integrate their ad campaigns. It is a phenomenal process. It has completely changed the game for us over the last 12 months, especially. It's just like business has been absolutely insane. Now, one thing you can do, now this is my small plug. So somewhere around this video, I'm going to include our snapshot. So somewhere around this video, We're going to have the snapshot where you can just take the snapshot, load it into your account, and it is ready to go. You won't have to do any manual building. The snapshot will also include all of the prompting that you saw in the video. So you won't have to copy and paste anything. You'll have all of the custom values. You'll have the folder. You have everything that you need. So you can find the snapshot somewhere around this video. Or number two, we can actually do everything that I went over, the full acquisition build out for you. We can build out all of your systems. We can build out the conversational AI. We can make sure that you have a rinse and repeat system, and we can make sure that we help you set the appointments. We can help you close the deals. Now, those parts are going to be on you, but we do walk you through the process. We have group calls. We make sure that you are staying on top of everything, and you're actually moving in the right direction. So it would be a complete done for you acquisition build out. So we'd make sure you're generating leads and you're generating the appointments, all of your forms, all of your automations, everything is built out. We do that for you, and we help you scale from 0 to 50K as fast as possible. So thank you for watching. Hopefully you got some value from this. This is one of the most extensive videos I've ever made. So yeah, go ahead, leave a comment. I'm going to be posting a lot more content, so subscribe for more as well. And also, just to give you a little bit of information about who I am, if you have absolutely no clue, I'm Ashton. I am the founder of Active Solutions AI. We've worked with clients of acquisition.com. We've worked with Joel Kaplan. We actually helped build the internal Go HighLevel conversational AI that I'm going to be going over today. So we are part of the research and development of that as well. And the goal really is to just make like enterprise solutions available to small businesses. And hopefully this video does that.